Yeah, I'll give you a story there too. I was handling a double agent case in the Middle East. Very, very dangerous kind of operation. The agent, CIA people are officers. The people we recruit are agents. So the agent did not know that I knew that he was a double agent. And so he thought he was pulling one over on me. It's a very long story. I'm going to make it very short. We ended up snatching him. He had been ordered to shoot me in the next meeting. And so I was by the other country that he was working for.
And that's classified.
Cannot say it.
Okay.
And so I happened to be at headquarters. I got a call from NSA and they said, "Are you handling this double agent case?" And I said, "Yeah." And the analyst there says, "He was just ordered to shoot you in the next meeting." I said, "Oh, please." I said, "This guy's not going to shoot me in the next meeting." Then my boss runs out of his office. "Oh my God, I just got a call from NSA and the agent was ordered to shoot you in the next meeting." I said, "I know, they just called me." I said, "This guy's afraid of his own shadow. He's not going to shoot me in the next meeting." The guy's like 25 years older than I was, or 20. He was 50 pounds overweight, afraid of his own shadow. He's not going to be Joe Hero and shoot me in the next meeting. Well, they convened this meeting of all the big muckety-mucks. And they're going around the table. It's like the chief of counterterrorism, the deputy chief for operations, my division chief. So I said, "Please, hear me out." I said, "The guy's 20 years older. He's 50 pounds overweight. He's afraid of everything. He's out of his element, you know? How about this?" I said, "Let's do the next meeting at the Marriott in this foreign country." I said, "Every Marriott on earth is exactly the same. As soon as you walk in, the bathroom's right there next to the entrance." I said, "Let's get adjoining rooms. We can have security and our liaison partners in the adjoining room. When he calls me to tell me he's entering the hotel, I would never tell him what room I was in because I didn't want him to sneak up and shoot me. I would meet him at the elevator lobby where there are people around. I'd give him a big bear hug and pat him down." So I said, "I'll tell him, when he calls me from the lobby, I'll tell him the room number. He comes up to the room and I'll have the door propped open. And when he knocks, I'll say, 'Come in.' He comes in, I grab him, I'll take him down. You guys bust in from the next door room and everybody's happy." They're like, "Okay, only if you wear a bulletproof vest." I said, "Fine." So we did that. Remember, this story is about the pressures that we face. We had security in the lobby, like a half a dozen guys, all heavily armed. And then the enemy country sends their half dozen security guards, which we didn't expect. And they're in the lobby, and our guys are kind of looking at their guys. So the agent calls, and he says, "I'm walking in the lobby right now." And I said, "Okay, I'm in room, whatever it was, 610. So he comes up and knocks on the door. I go, "Come in." He comes in. I come out of the bathroom. I grab him around his arms and his chest, and I threw him to the ground. Our colleagues bust in from the next door room. I'm sitting on him. I have him pinned to the ground. He was trying to get the gun out of his belt, and I'm sitting on him, and he's just looking up at me. And I said, "Did you really think I was so fucking stupid that I didn't know that you were a double agent this whole time? I'm offended that you think so little of my abilities." And he's like, "Allahu Akbar," he keeps saying. And I said, "Did you think I was such an amateur that I didn't know you would be armed?" And my liaison colleagues jab a needle into his leg, and he's out, unconscious. Dirty little secret of the hotel industry. People die every single day in hotels. And so it's not unusual to back up an ambulance to the back, to the loading dock. And we put him on a gurney, covered up like he was dead, put him in the ambulance, and we took him to the intelligence service headquarters. When he woke up 2 hours later, he's tied to a chair.
Zip tied.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very uncomfortable position.
Very uncomfortable. And my liaison colleagues are beating the shit out of him. So I said, "Look, we can make this easy. We know who you are. We know what group that you're the head of. We want to know where your weapons cache is. It's as easy as that." And he's like, "I'll never tell you. I'll never tell you." This went on for hours. Finally, I said, "Guys, I got to go to a wedding. Let's wrap this up." They're just beating the shit out of him. But I went to the wedding, and it was a wedding of the Crown Prince's fourth son. And so I get there, and the Crown Prince's eldest son was sitting next to me. He and I really hit it off. He's sitting next to me. He says, "So, what's your day been like?" I said, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I went to the bazaar to buy some souvenirs for my kids, but it's kind of a normal day. There was a lot on my mind that day. And as soon as that reception was over, I had to go back to the intelligence service headquarters to resume the interrogation. And I'll tell you, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, we had their entire weapons cache. Everything.
Were you just from a standard beating continuing, or did you have to change tactics?
Oh no, I ran into one of the agency guys years later. Let's see. So this was in like early 2001. I'm going to say in like 2007, I ran into him at the mall in Tyson's Corner, and I said, "Whatever happened to that guy?" And he goes, "Oh, he's still in prison. He'll die in prison. He's never going to get out." And I said, good. He needs to be in prison.